I'm not finding his phone number.
Yeah, me neither. I went back to the email to see.
Hey, Sierra.
Um,
Sorry about that. I just sent his number to your email. I mean, excuse me,
okay,
your
cool.
text,
Oh, okay,
because
cool.
I can't call at the moment.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Did it send? Oh, I think it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. Okay, I just text him, but am I was like, am I muted? Um, okay, hey Keith. All right, I need one more. This is the fun part.
We need either Kristen or Steve.
Yeah, and I know Steve said he would be running late or something, which I received that email probably like 3:11 p.m. today.
Mhm.
Um, so because I know we really need to do this one today. Yeah, because for this meeting I need six. Yeah, because 5.3 I have to round up, so I need at least six people. Hmm. All right, other than that, how's everybody's day going? Because I'm like, while we wait anxiously for our next person to come on.
Yeah, a little damp, little rainy, but okay.
Oh, yeah, that is very true.
Yeah, I'm here at SSM. My mom's in the hospital.
Oh,
Oh, no.
so
Sorry to
sorry.
hear.
So I'm at the mercy of his Wi-Fi.
Mm.
Oh, well, we're going to count the small wins that it's working.
I
So,
know that's right.
yeah, we're going to count the small stuff.
And it's all fine to attend, but if you have to take a vote, if we're able to take a vote, make sure to turn your picture on. That's my only little tidbit there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Um,
Commissioner's not on either at this point, correct?
Not, I don't see her either.
she actually just sent me a message. I know her birthday was last week, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
So,
happy birthday.
uh,
and then I'm like, somebody else's birthday. Is it Keith? Was it you that just had a birthday? What was
Sorry, it
Keith
was
at?
me, but I didn't know if that was like, do you have a calendar? Did you know that?
I mean, I guess I'm the birthday tracker or
Oh,
something,
wait, did you
if
see it
you
on
will.
Facebook? Is that what it was?
Probably, but I just kind of remembered as of recent because
I
I had
see.
just
Okay.
wished a bunch of people happy birthday, and then I was like, oh, But I remember somebody else though too that I felt like, oh, I know what it was. The panel discussion that we did with the Missouri civilian oversight. One of the leader of the Kansas City civilian oversight, I think he just celebrated a birthday too. So yeah, a lot of birthdays happening for everybody. So happy birthday, everybody. Look, I'm like, this is what, Scorpio season? Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is the
Scorpio.
end of October Scorpio season. Okay, commissioner just messaged me, so let me see if I can find.
She's about to log on.
Okay. Okay, and then as far as Barbara, so as far as our information and stuff like that, I know we can't vote on anything, and the fact that we wouldn't be able to adopt the agenda, would it be appropriate for the staff to still give their report of information since we're not voting on anything?
Well, I mean, we're not supposed to, do business, but I think if they wanted to do announcements in this time that we're waiting, I think that you're 100% that we can't take a vote. So
Right.
whether or
Yeah.
not,
Because I guess it's just informational stuff that they would be providing.
yeah, if there are some announcements that could be out of the way or something, it's
Okay. Okay. And then I'm trying to find okay, has she came on yet? Probably not.
Are we 5?
I don't even know. Harrison, how many is it of
Yeah,
us? Because I know they're with us having 8 usually.
we're
I
at
don't know how you
5,
feel
but
about that.
I thought
It's for
6 was for quorum. I
Yeah,
thought it
because
was
I
written
think
weird in the ordinance. It wasn't just like
it's usually like
50% plus 1.
it's usually like 2/3. So like the 2/3, even though it's supposed to be 9 members, it's only 8. So I think it's supposed to be 6 of us.
Do we have anything in the bylaws that specify it? Because I'm thinking if we were 9, that a simple majority is 5.
I thought something in
Yeah,
the ordinance said 6. Like not even like it just said 6. The number
That's what I'm
6.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking for it. I'm confusing with the DFOB, so I want to make sure I know what I'm.
no, I understand.
Just exploring every possibility here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to say I'm like, I don't usually everyone kind of pops on, and usually my last person to come on is usually Christian. But you know what I'm saying? But normally all the rest of us are usually on. So I guess this is probably maybe the second time we've run into, trying to make sure that we have enough. Trying to go through my email to find.
I apologize for my tardiness. Hope everybody's
Um,
doing great.
oh yeah, like we were just talking about that you celebrated a birthday and Keith
I
and
did.
everybody's celebrating birthdays in Scorpio season.
No, Libra season.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're Libra. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as am I. Barbara, so what I've just pulled up, page 21 of Board Bill 137.
Is it, okay, is that 71749? Is that what you're looking at?
That's a great question. The way the PDFs are compiled, it's really confusing.
Okay.
So
What section of the ordinance are you in?
that is also great. How I have it is as the bill as it went. So I'm not on Muni code.
Okay.
But the sentence it says here is, I think it's still valid. I hope it's not, but I think it still is. It says six, as long as at least 6 members are present to constitute a quorum. But that also seems to be under a section about the subpoena power. And so I wonder if,
Yeah, if it only applies to the subpoena power, to I've thought about that myself. I'm going to, you did that through the city website. I'm just gonna, is that what you accessed? I just want to pull it up so I'm looking at the
for
same
me,
thing as
no, I
you.
had the PDFs all saved.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what, though? I'm looking at it. That was under 71749.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Combined.
But my page reference seems to be different, but
I've got it on page 23, I think, maybe.
okay.
Or 19. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm flipping through it. I felt like I had it, and I'm not sure where I set my binder it. But, and then too, of course, I'm like the dinosaur. I've been here through the rewrite of like 3 ordinances.
I know
But I
there've
do
been so many.
remember, yeah, like, because I remember in the previous ones, it stated like 2/3, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm,
it was
yeah.
very specific. And then now it's like I feel like I'm on a hunt trying to find it
Mhm.
in the electronic version. Oh, fun times. Let's see. Yeah, I found the part Keith was referring to, or I guess Harrison was
Yeah.
referring to, about the least of 6 members to constitute a quorum.
Yeah,
But
that's the only place I can see it making a number is where Keith said it was, where it's the subpoena. I searched quorum in the PDF.
mhm,
Yeah.
that's what I did too. And that was the only section that I saw it.
But the way it's worded also makes it sound like the quorum is supposed to be 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your 2016 rules that
Um, well, and then too, I
trying to
guess I always thought about usually in any set of like bylaws or
yeah.
ordinance, from my understanding, that if it's not written, that's where Robert's rules, you know what I mean? I guess kind of kicks in where it's like
Yes.
usually it's 2/3. So
Is it
Yes,
usually
we do default to
2/3?
Robert's rules.
Is it usually 2/3 or is it usually just a majority?
I
uh
believe Robert's rules is a majority, and that we can check that very quickly, but I believe, and I think
yeah,
there's 2/3 to do certain functions.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
All right. Well, who has Robert's rules broke out right now? Because I could pull something. Let's see.
I was
Robert's rules say if the bylaws do not specify it as a majority.
so
You
looking
said
back,
does
I've just
not.
tried to scan through the previous ordinances, the bills before the 2023 changes, and
Mm-hmm.
they just keep using the word majority. I'm sorry, for
Mm-hmm.
quorum, they don't specify, and they don't use the number 6 at all. So that's
Yeah, and then too, back then it wasn't 9 members either. It was only what, 7 of us?
mm,
So
When the 2016 rules were adopted.
yeah, when we first got started, it was only seven members of the board. And then under the new creation, this most current bill, that's where the 9 came in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is fun. Um,
Are we actually waiting for anyone, or is this the final tally today?
um, let me check and see. It's me, Harrison, Keith. That's 3. I think Jennifer was 4. Derek is 5.
I mean, the question is, Steve emailed saying he would be late,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what late means.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't have any number to text him or anything.
Um, I have his number. Let me see.
Barbara, is there a process by which we could pass a resolution to recognize that in instances other than exercising subpoena power, a quorum is 5 of 9 members?
Yes, but of course you need to have a quorum to do that. But
Right.
I do think that, this is a fair interpretation is what I'm thinking.
I just mean once we do get a quorum so that we can lay that to rest.
Yeah, and actually you have some rules to consider. So, as far as posting, so yeah, it's probably a good time to yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah. And then too, I was gonna say, in reference to that, Keith, that as well as board members that may not have completed the training, because that's also another holdup, especially, if they're not coming at all.
I'm sure she don't want to do congestion.
Yeah, Chairwoman, that makes sense. That seems like the kind of thing that if the board or officers of the board wanted to, they could like either talk to those people individually, or if that wasn't working, if there wasn't communication, maybe then send a letter to the Public Safety Committee and just be like, hey, we have either a vacancy or someone has, dropped off. Do you have any suggestions? I think according to our rules, we have to remove people.
Mhm.
But it would, I think,
Yeah.
probably also be good to loop the Public Safety Committee into those conversations.
Yeah, I do
Oh.
remember something about that being in the ordinance at some point, that like it would be our responsibility to do that. And then I guess once we gather that, then that's what would go to them. I sound terrible. That's what
Oh,
would go to them. Hmm.
oh, and just a comment. I don't know how the website gets updated, but it still has Brad on the board on the website.
Oh,
Oh,
We'll make a note of that and
Okay.
follow up. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
yeah, for staff,
um,
whoever is had that training with Sonia Pelly. Sonia Pelly is the manager that can get you onto the website if, just I'm sure that someone there does that, but just throwing it out there. She's in your building, not in our IT and City Hall, but in 1520.
I didn't realize that. Good to
Yeah.
know. I'll go
Hmm.
knock on her door.
Yeah.
Now I know where to find her. Thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome.
yeah, Keith, I actually just found it. Let me tell you what page I'm on. It says page 45.
Of what?
I'm in ordinance, it's a 717.
71749. Yeah.
Yeah,
Vacancies.
yeah. And then yeah, also the removal part too, because it's like that also throws off the quorum. You know what I mean? Like if nobody's coming, then it's like that throws off the number,
Mm-hmm.
for how many I need to be able to roll on through.
That's a universal problem for, many, many boards and commissions in our city and probably every city.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I'm concerned now because I'm like, we've been sitting on here for a little while. I did text Steve. Um, I haven't gotten a response back yet. So
It's just we didn't have a meeting last month either. So,
I know. And that's why I'm
uh,
trying to hang on. Because I'm like, I want to see if he's going to pop on, by 5 o'clock or so. Because I don't want to not have one. Like, I don't want to not have a meeting at this
if
point.
if we don't have a meeting today, before we get off today, could we discuss maybe a time for next week, at least for the five of us, where we could meet to kind of nip that in the bud?
Oh, well, that would have to be public notice. They have to put it out
Oh, okay.
to
Or
within
2 weeks
7
from now,
days.
but let's
Mm,
discuss when the next meeting would be.
yeah. I'm like, anytime we meet, it has to be put out public notice to let everybody
Yeah.
know within 7 days. So, but yeah, what else I was about to say about it? So no, I did ask Barbara about like if the staff can go over the information that I know that they wanted to share because it was something that's not being voted on. It's not something that I guess necessarily is confidential information. It's mainly just an overview, I guess, of public information and work that they're doing in the office. And I was trying to make sure that we're not, I guess, crossing any lines or anything because of the fact it's, I guess it's not official business, but it's public information. Is that how I could word it, Barbara? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think we have an ambiguous, you know, referral to quorum, and I think that, if no vote is taken, I think it's a very low risk activity. I think, to go ahead and do that.
okay, so in that instance, just for clarity of the record, I wouldn't call the meeting to order or anything. I would just allow the staff to present the information that they're presenting.
Yeah, or you could call it to order
Okay,
and say that there's no
okay,
activation of the subpoena power, that you have, the people call a roll and say, that you're going to hear this public information.
okay. Okay, just so we get started, everybody, so we're not utilizing our time at all. We'll call the meeting to order at 5:01 p.m. And Harrison, could you please call the roll?
Okay. Sierra Simrel,
Here.
Stephen Rovak.
Here.
Oh,
He just popped in.
Oh, wow.
Jennifer Whitaker,
Here.
Harrison Sand, here. Keith Rose,
Here.
Derek Kilgore,
Here.
Kristen Griffin. Okay, we have 6 members present.
Okay, thank you. And is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I motion.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Third item on the agenda is approval of the August 18th, 2025 meeting minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review those minutes? Okay, I'm hoping everyone has had a chance to review them. I guess since we've had them a couple months now, is there a motion to approve the August 18th, 2025 meeting minutes?
I move to approve the meeting minutes from August 2025.
And second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. We're going to go to the fourth item on the agenda, which is the commissioner's report, and I yield to the commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me just say that I understand that this is one of those opportunities where we're kind of like twixt and in between, but I want each of you to know that we value your participation, we value your leadership and your years and months of experience and supporting the civilian oversight. In regards to the Missouri inaugural roundtable, from my perspective, the roundtable was a success. We had participation from Meryl Bennigan, who oversees the Kansas City program, Jerry Knoll from Ferguson. We also had Stephanie Brown from, I believe it's Columbia, Missouri. And of course, yours truly, our chairperson, Sierra Simrel. It was very interesting to hear from each of the presenters about their model and to hear what precipitated them forming their civilian oversight. Through this process, I learned that Meryl, as the director in Kansas City, Missouri, has the oldest oversight program in the United States. And we really could have talked to him a lot longer. I'm hoping that he will be coming to St. Louis. So we will have an opportunity to learn more about their model in Kansas City. Meryl has informed us that they have a very good relationship with their state board. Kansas City and St. Louis are the only boards in the country that are officiated by the state. Meryl speaks very highly about the work that they are doing and the work that he has with the police. So from my perspective, I think it was a very productive meeting. And I hope that we'll have an opportunity to engage with these representatives and learn more about their experiences. We have some reports that are underway, and I believe that Dotlin is online. I hope she's online to talk about the reports that are underway. Dotlin, are you in the audience with us? Okay, we will communicate further.
Excuse me, Commissioner, I think she wasn't feeling well.
Okay, good to know. Thank you, Candace. We've worked on the vision statement, and I wanted to bring that back to your attention again. And I apologize because I don't have it in front of me. Answer, can you pull up the vision statement that we presented at the DFOB?
Yep, give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you, Answar. The process for the vision statement was pretty extensive. We communicated with older people, and we also had an opportunity to get input from other members of the community regarding the vision statement. We had several variations of the vision statement. Now, this is the vision statement for our office.
It's loading. I'm just pulling it up now.
Okay. Barbara, were you raising your hand?
No, no.
Oh, is that your pencil moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Answar. So the vision statement for the Division of Civilian Oversight is that we envision a city where trust, accountability, and transparency define the relationship between
All right, so
corrections,
I'm trying to feel.
law enforcement, and the community.
So I was looking to possibly buy overall.
Answar, you're on speaker. Thank you. And the community through independent oversight, policy recommendations, and meaningful public engagement. The Division of Civilian Oversight strives to enhance corrections, public safety, fairness, and justice in St. Louis. So this is the final vision statement, and I welcome your comments and or questions. I think we also need to suggest your support of the vision statement in the form of a motion, if you will.
Oh, you mean like we vote on it as
Yes,
far as like
yes.
oh, okay. Um all right. Are there, I guess I haven't done this part before. Is there a motion to adopt the vision statement recommended by the staff for the Division of Civilian Oversight?
Can we see it on the screen again?
Yeah, that's why you got your box on the screen. They can't see it. I guess everyone needs a chance to be able to read it.
Sorry, yeah, my computer is moving really slow.
No, you're okay.
Maybe I misunderstood. I thought she said that was the vision statement for her office.
Well, this is the vision statement that they're wanting to adopt in reference to the Division of Civilian Oversight, which houses the Civilian Oversight Board and the Detention Facility Oversight Board. So this would be an overall mission statement that would be under the entire office, which means it would potentially like be reflective on the website and any other information that is circulated. This would be the mission statement.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to
No.
accept? Okay.
Yeah, I
move
had
to
asked,
adopt
is there a
the-
motion?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Sarah. I'll move to adopt the vision statement as recommended by the DCO.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. We wanted to bring to your attention the conflict of interest form. And Barbara, we appreciate all of your recommendations on formulating this conflict of interest form. You may recall that we presented a conflict of interest, but through Barbara's assistance, this conflict is very extensive by incorporating all the relevant ordinances that impact the work that we're doing. There is a procedure that is set forth in which if a member, and I would say a board member as well as a staff person, where individuals see a situation that would be beneficial, usually we think of conflict of interest in terms of it having some type of financial remuneration. That could be to the individual, the staff person, or a relative, or related, or an association of board or staff members. That needs to be disclosed. In regards to our board, we would expect that the board would not participate in any voting capacity where there is a conflict. The chairperson would be informed about the conflict and/or they could certainly inform me. And I have seen it within my career work a couple of ways where actually I have seen where a board person not here would have to excuse themselves from the meeting, definitely excluding themselves from any discussion about any interest that they're involved in. So Barbara, thank you for your help on this conflict of interest form. I would suggest that this form, we would send it to all of our board members. It would be a practice that we engage in annually because situations change. And then for the record, we would have our board members sign off on it. And I would also expect we would have our staff members sign off on it as well. Barbara, is anything else that you want to add regarding the conflict of interest statement?
No, I endorse the policy. I also would say to anyone who's getting ready to come to a meeting, they've read meeting materials, you can always reach out to my office, before a meeting actually starts if you have questions about that. And it's always a good idea to, if you don't have to do it live, to look at it thoughtfully in advance. So I urge people to do that.
Thank you, Barbara. I would ask this to be an action item on your agenda tonight, where we would have your approval of this conflict of interest form, or the alternative is that you would take the conflict of interest form up at another meeting.
I would potentially ask that we take it up at the next meeting just to give everyone time to read it thoroughly, just to make sure that everyone is understanding of what it is, as well as if they have questions, if they do want to reach out to Barbara and ask those questions.
Thank you. That
Thank you.
works.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah,
Go
thank you. I
ahead.
just wanted to thank the commissioner and Barbara for your work on this. I know that I had asked for something like this, and I read it today, and this is exactly what I was looking for earlier. So thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you.
Before we
Okay.
go on, Sierra, I'm Rovac. I'm sorry, but I had a lot of conflicts, so I'm going to have to sign off. You still have a quorum here, I assume, just looking at the room.
Probably won't after
Steve,
this,
if
but
you could give
Then
us,
I'll stay
I
on
mean,
for a
but
while.
thank you.
I don't
I
want to do
mean,
that, so I'll stay on for a while. Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
I was gonna say we don't have anything further to vote on.
Okay. If you don't have
Um,
anything further to vote on, then I'm going to leave, but I don't want to foul up a
Point of
meeting.
information. Sorry,
Yeah.
I wanted
but I was
to,
gonna
I
say
think
we
right
have to
before you
have
got on, I had proposed that we pass a resolution at this meeting, clearly defining our quorum because of the ambiguity. At this moment, we definitely meet the quorum requirement, but if we pass this resolution, then at our next meeting, we'll have a smaller threshold. So if we could just push that resolution through, that might help.
And I would
Barbara, that's
recommend,
going to be for Barbara.
I would recommend, it sounded to me like you wanted to do that in new business because that was actually on the agenda. So just so we are actually adequately following our agenda. However, that's coming up in a good little while. So I don't know if you want to change the order of the agenda
Well,
or
that's
if
what I was about
Mr.
to
Roback can
ask.
hang.
That's what I was gonna ask. Can we move new business up and then I'll push my part down because my part doesn't require a vote.
And thank you, Keith, for mentioning it, that works.
I motion that we change the agenda to move new business up to now in the meeting.
Second,
Thank you. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstain? Keith, you say anything? Motion.
Sorry, go
Motion.
ahead. Yes.
Oh, okay. Motion carries. I'm always looking. All right. So new business. Go ahead, Keith.
Thank you, ma'am. So I was just trying to write the last words. So this is my draft, and Barbara, give me any input. I'm just writing this down. So because, and Steve, this is going to catch you up. There's this confusion in the newest version of our ordinance. It says that our quorum is 6 members, but it only says that under the subpoena power portion. So my proposal is that we adopt a operating rule for our board that says, yes, we continue to have the 6-member minimum for exercising subpoena power, which we've never actually done. And for all other meetings, still proper notice, but quorum, I think off the top of my head, I would say it is a majority of, what would we say, like seated members or members who are appointed? I don't know how we want to say that. And then Sierra had also mentioned a point about folks who had gone through training or not, whether they should be counted toward the quorum. So any feedback before we?
I would, I know you didn't invite from me and but I would suggest that they could be counted for a quorum. There might be a function that they cannot do, but you know, possibly it could get you just going in a meeting. So something to consider.
So Barbara, how do we define people who are members? Do we just say members?
Yeah, I mean, I think members, even if they've lacked some training, there might be a function in an ordinance that says you need training to do something, but you're still a member. So I would think you would count just to have a quorum, to take a roll, to get going. Maybe not to do all the things on the agenda that you want to do, but just for the purpose of the quorum. So you can do anything at all, you know. And really, at this point, if whether you're 8 or 9, the majority is going to be 5. So just throwing that out.
Yeah, and that's why I kept thinking about the 2/3 because that's like majority of what I hear most of the time with any meeting that I'm usually at in reference to the current positions that are filled, the 2/3 off of that. Because I think before, trying to remember, was it, and I could be thinking about another board.
So
And you-
am I to understand that the quorum for the COB is the majority of the seated board members? Is that what's being established?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we've never counted the vacancies before. Whenever a seat was vacant, we only based it off of the current serving board members that was a part of the count. But of course, like I was telling them earlier, that previously by being 7-member board, previously it was different. And now it being 9. So that's where the variation came in this time.
And even
So-
updating your rules, and excuse me, even updating your rules, you this would trump the Roberts rules because usually we're going to default to Roberts rules when there's no stated rule. So this would be the stated rule.
Okay. So I guess
Question.
my question,
Oh.
go ahead.
Does seated mean trained, or does seated just mean has gone through the process of being nominated and voted on by the board of aldermen?
And taking the oath
Okay,
Mhm.
and taking the
all
oath.
the way
Okay.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that'd be part of the language, I guess, for what we're asking. meaning that the board member has been approved by the Board of Aldermen and has been sworn in to their position of term. And then I'm wondering if instead of using the word majority, because that's what leaves it kind of,
I would propose we just say simple majority.
okay.
I hate to be, and remember, in all cases, Barbara is your lawyer, not me, okay? But I think, and I'm not just trying to run out the door, guys, but I have to think that this ought to be put to writing, cleared by Barbara, and brought up at a meeting with specific language. And Keith, I get the point you're making. Nobody arguing about that, but something like this, because it does affect the validity of any vote you make, I think we ought to have this conversation, but I really think it ought to be put in writing, and then Barbara approving it and then voting on it the next meeting. I really kind of think that's the wise course here.
Mhm.
Great.
I won't disagree. It's prudent.
Yeah, I agree. I have
I
something I
agree.
just drafted. Barbara, I can email that to you now and that'll be that, but I can read it to the group just to see if we have any final touches
Mhm.
before we go to that. Does that feel good? So, I actually don't know how to cite the city ordinance, so I've written in accordance with, and it's chapter 3, 140. So Barbara, I don't know what we would call this, but I'm citing the section about subpoena. So in accordance with 3.140.030C, a quorum is present at a properly noticed meeting at which a vote to exercise the power of subpoena is taken so long as at least 6 members are present. Next sentence, in all other meetings of the COB, comma, a quorum will be defined as a simple majority of sworn members.
Yeah, it might say in all other meetings and for all other functions of the COB.
Thank you. Okay,
Keith,
and I'll send this off to you.
will you send your recommendation to our office? And we will make sure that it's incorporated for your next meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And with that, sorry, guys, I'm turning into a pumpkin at this minute. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you
all.
for staying for this.
All right,
You bet.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Well, since we're on new business, is there any other new business?
We have a request that is based on ordinance 71994, which is the COB model rules. And I don't know if Ruby has had a chance to join us at this point in the meeting. She has provided the written document for the rules for the COB. And if Ruby is online, we need you to jump in.
No,
But
I
what
see
we will
her on
do.
there.
Well,
Yes, Barbara.
good evening, members of the board. At the last conversation I had, we had made some modifications to the initial draft, and I don't know that Barbara has had an opportunity to weigh in on the last draft that we prepared. Barb, did you get that today?
I did get it today and I have only scrolled it. I haven't, really thoroughly, but is it highlighted what was changed or?
No, I didn't highlight anything. The commissioner wanted to add some information, and I'm traveling, y'all. So I don't even have the last document in front of me. I think the commissioner had basically decided that she would just make note of it if you had not had an opportunity to thoroughly review it, and then wait for your response and bring it up at the next meeting for action. That was my last understanding.
Okay. Have the board members had a chance to review it? I don't know that either.
Well, I'm not sure if the board even got any draft of it.
Mhm.
I apologize.
I have not.
I did not, I was not involved in the preparation of this agenda, so I can't honestly tell you what was decided upon.
Okay, so what we will do is we will send this draft to you. And I believe that this draft would also incorporate Keith's recommendation as it relates to a quorum. And then it would be taken up at the next meeting for your discussion and approval.
Well, if I recall, we had a similar adoption by DFOB.
Yes.
And what we did, Barbara, if you recall, we did propose language to change the quorum prior to requesting an action on the model rules. And
Yes.
that was because we wanted to reflect that the adoption of an amendment to your rules would be by a 2/3 vote. So when we submitted the question to the DFOB, there was proposed language for changing the quorum, and that was for a majority of the current board members. That was the language we used for DFOB. So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not sure if
And you can have a standalone rule, and also what Dr. Milan is saying is true as well. You could incorporate it into the final rules, and there's nothing wrong with that. We can have standalone rules, you know, for example, if you wanted to use previous roll instead of roll calls, if somebody moved that, we could have a standalone rule that says that's always okay when we're voting. But yeah, I am not at all opposed to standalone rules.
Well, we changed we had DFOB adopt
Yes.
an amendment to the established quorum
Mm-hmm.
to a majority of the current board members, the current sitting board members. They passed that first. Then they adopted the model rules, which required a 2/3 vote by the board. It happened that they were both 3. Those 2/3 vote was like 3 point some fraction. So that's the way they did it and passed both of them. So I'm not sure if COB wants to take a look at the proposed language that DFOB used to change their existing quorum and then incorporated that quorum with the exception of the 6 board members required to issue a subpoena. That was language you helped me with, Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be helpful.
Yeah. So we can take a look at that language, Member Rose, and compare it with the language that you're proposing and come up with the best for you at the next meeting. If that's acceptable.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes,
So we will
absolutely.
be
That sounds
sending
good
out
to
the
me.
model rules, excuse me. We'll send out the model rules. We'll send out Keith's recommendation regarding the language for a quorum. And Ruby, you're suggesting that we also share with them the language that the DFOB is using for a quorum. Is that correct?
Yes, but it's contingent upon Barbara's review.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I will review as well. Absolutely.
So,
Okay,
sorry,
very
Ruby,
good.
can you help me figure this out? What would the threshold be under the DFOB rules for a quorum?
Well, I'm not sure. What is the number of your current board?
So both
There's
boards have seats for 9
7. This
members.
board has 7 members.
Okay, this board has 7.
7 out
So,
of 9.
so the
Out of
proposed
9.
amendment would be a majority of 7. And then you need 2/3 of that quorum in order to pass an amendment to your existing rules, which would be revoking any rules that are in place now and voting to adopt the model rules that Barb has suggested.
Hold on. So Ruby's okay, so I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding right. So both boards have seats for 9 members, but of course
Correct.
the boards don't currently have 9. So you're saying that using 6 as the
No,
number?
if you have 7, it would be a majority of 7.
Okay. Okay.
In DFOB's case, and I don't do the math very well, Chairwoman, but in DFOB's case, they only have 5 current members.
Yeah, they've had a much bigger problem with number of
Yes.
members.
So
Okay.
the majority of their current board is 3. So they changed the quorum before they adopted their model rules because their existing rules did not have a provision governing the number of votes required for a change to the rules. We defaulted to Robert's rules, and Robert's rules required a 2/3 vote. And in their case, the majority and the 2/3 were virtually the same. I haven't done the math for 7. So we'll have all of that ready for you at your next meeting to decide on what your amendment to your existing quorum will be, as well as the incorporation of that change into the model rules that we will propose for adoption. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yeah, it
Just so
does.
quiet.
Well, I was thinking, and then my fingers got to going because I was like, okay, 9 members, 8 field seats, quorum number 6. So that's what I was thinking about when you were talking during that time. I was like, okay, I'm like, I
But
follow what she's saying.
it's your current members. I
Mhm.
thought I heard your current members were 7.
Yeah. Well,
I think they're 8.
No, it's 7.
Oh, okay.
7. Oh yeah, probably because Brad's seat is open and then the one Christine left is open. So yeah, we have 2 open.
Okay.
So
it would be a majority of 7.
That would make a difference because that would be 4 as opposed to 5. Yeah. And I like the way Mr. Rose, said the number of seated members so that you don't have to continually change the rule. That was, I think that would be very helpful.
yeah, that made me feel better.
Seated current. That was what you
Yeah.
approved last for the DFOB, Barb.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that made me feel better because then we'd only need 5.
You look at the language. I prefer consistency, as much consistency between the boards as we can have. But I also respect the work that board member Rose has done. So Barbara, you can look at them both, and whatever you recommend to the board, we will put together in some kind of written form and present it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So moving right along under my report, you should have received written August and September monthly reports. And the October report will go out with the November mailing. And that is all that I wish to present to you on this evening.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I believe my section regarding the status of board member requests for external legal counsel. So is that, look, commissioner, I saw the commissioner's face. I know this part is on my section. I wasn't sure if it was something that was supposed to be on my section, or was it something you wanted to address?
No, there's not.
Okay.
But I thought I had come across an email from you, but I couldn't retrieve the email in response to Counselor Garvin's email. Is that correct? Did you send a response?
I believe I did.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
I know we did have a lot of email exchanging, and when I went back through the chain, I did find Jennifer had sent something. I think Keith had sent something. I know Steve had, I believe, kind of like refrained, like abstained from that portion of it. So I know it was a lot of dialogue around that special request, as we had already been informed, obviously about the budget around special counsel. And I want to say we hadn't received a response back in reference to the information when we did ask about like utilizing someone that was free around like our city defender.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Chairwoman. I just want to throw out there that if you got a letter from the city councilor and it is a privileged document between your board and him. So if you want to discuss it in closed session, I see that you have the ability to go into one if you want to talk about something legal. Just throwing that out there for your.
Okay. And the only reason I knew I couldn't do it is because Steve dropped off. So I don't have
to vote to go in.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't say what was said on there. I just brought up what we discussed last time, without saying what was said, because it was a lot of discussion, and I know back and forth during us talking, as well as mainly the stuff the board members were discussing, like in the open portion of it, because everybody had a bunch of questions and concerns. But I do have it, Commissioner. May
I just throw out an idea? I know that you haven't voted as a board to send a response to the city councilor, and I know you don't want to start having an email exchange that would constitute a meeting under the Missouri Sunshine Law, but I would suggest maybe if you wanted to send something that you wanted to be said in a letter to the commissioner, maybe she could formulate something and, share it for the next meeting, but I don't want to put any words in anyone's mouth. I'm just thinking of what could you do without taking a vote or.
Yeah, and I think that's what we had proposed before. So that was like
Yeah,
how the response came with Jennifer had her response, Keith had his. And then I believe me and the commissioner actually talked about it because we were trying to figure out how, I guess, to incorporate all these things in. I wish we could have passed this other part so we could have went into closed session. This is wild. Because I can't say what I want to say.
Well, I do think that it's a fair interpretation that you need 6 for the subpoena power and 5 for, other actions. I think it's a fair, if you wanted to.
Go into closed session.
Yeah, if you're unanimous.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of just want to go into closed session so we go ahead and get to it so we could address it and had a conversation. So I move that we go into closed session pursuant to section 6.
Point of order. Public comments, I think, first.
Well, I'm still on my part. Well, I get what you're saying.
I know we've moved around the agenda.
Yeah, I know. And it was like we moved up new business, but then I skipped over my part. And then I still need Barbara, do I need a quorum again to move public comments up?
If we are saying that 5 is a fair interpretation. Are there any members of the public present?
If there are, could you use the raise your hand feature? I don't see any
So I
hands
think if
on.
you had a quick motion to reorder the agenda again and it's unanimous, I would just figure out where you are and pick back up.
Okay, is there anyone on for the current time that wishes to have public comment? Okay, I don't see any hands during the current time. Harrison?
Yes. Oh,
I thought you were about to say something.
no.
Okay, because I kind of want to get this part done, because I guess that's why I was asking the commissioner, because this part was under my section that I knew I couldn't say what I want to say. So,
Okay.
all right. So now we're going to go ahead and I move that we go into closed session pursuant to section 610-021, section 1, for purposes of discussing legal actions, cause, and actions or litigations involving a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, this will be a roll call vote.
Do you still have
Si-
Jennifer? Yes.
Yeah, Jennifer's on.
Sierra Simrel,
Aye.
Stephen Rovac, Jennifer Whitaker,
Aye.
Harrison Sand, I, Keith Rose,
Aye.
Derek Kilgore,
Aye.
Kristen Griffin. Motion passes.
Thank you. And I guess we'll wait for Answar to move us over to another room.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Answer, can you tell if Sierra joined us?
Second, I can tell you in a second.
She just got here.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
Thank
oh, it
you.
was me. It was me. Okay. So I know oh, this has been a long time. Okay. And I guess that's what I was gonna ask because I know our information is taken in closed session. Which just wanted to reflect for the record that we did have 6 members going into closed session, but one had go
5.
ahead. I'm sorry, 5. 5 members going into closed session. However, one had to drop due to being at the hospital currently. So, trying to think where we pick up from now. Let me look at my agenda. Okay, so just to, I guess, wrap us up for today, in reference to our business, I'll go to the next item, which is next meeting. And I know that Harrison, I think you asked me a question about the next meeting date or time.
Yeah, I don't know if this is possible. I actually I'm getting new employment at the end of November, and I was wondering if we could move the meetings 30 minutes later to 4:30, if that would be something that's possible. It's just hard when you start a new job and you want to ask to get out early.
No, I get that. So that would put us, hold on. So what Monday is that? Oh, I guess we would be scheduled for November 17th. So instead of starting at 4 o'clock, you're proposing of starting at 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Derek and Keith, what are your thoughts around it? Because I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Fine with me.
Yeah, I've always wanted later, so that's great. Thanks.
Okay. So from my understanding, our next meeting will be November 17th, 2025 at approximately 4:30 p.m.
Very good.
Okay. Is
Okay.
there a
Thank you.
motion for, you're welcome. Is there a motion for adjournment?
I motion.
Second, third. Okay. Second. I was like, I'm about to speed this up. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. I think
Thank
this is the
you.
longest meeting. I think this is the longest meeting we probably